Hello my dear students, from chapter number 13 surface areas and volumes we have started exercise 13.3 and the exercise is based on converting the solid from one form or one shape to other shape. We have solved few sums from the exercise and today we are going to continue and solve the remaining sums. So this is question number 7 from exercise 13.3. The question is, a cylindrical bucket 32 centimeter high and with radius of base 18 centimeter is filled with sand. This bucket is emptied on the ground and a conical heap of sand is formed. If the height of the conical heap is 24 centimeter, find the radius and the slant height of the heap. So according to the question, there is a cylindrical bucket which is filled with sand. So we'll first draw the figure so that the understanding for the problem will be very clear. So cylindrical bucket, height is 32 and radius of base is equal to 18 centimeter. Now this bucket is emptied on the ground. So bucket is emptied on the ground and what we get is a conical heap, and the height of the conical heap is given to us as 24 centimeter. What we have to find is the radius of this conical heap and the slant height of the conical heap. So this is how the figure is made. We can make out that when you emptied a cylindrical bucket, a conical heap is formed. So the volume of the cylindrical bucket and the volume of the conical heap must be same. So now what we will do, we'll find out volumes one by one, equate both the volumes, and then we will try finding the radius and the slant height of the conical heap. So let's start volume of cylindrical bucket. For your reference, the figures are there. You can check out the measurements from the figure. Radius of the cylindrical bucket is 18 centimeter. Its height is 32 centimeter. So volume of cylindrical bucket is pi r square h. Let's substitute the values. Pi into 18 square into 32. If we simplify this, we get pi into 18 into 32. We are not substituting the value of pi because we will be equating the volumes of both the shapes, and when we will equate, we can cancel out pi from both the sides. Alright, so now volume of conical heap. We are given height as 24 centimeter, radius we have taken as r, and slant height we have taken as L. So volume of conical heap is given by the formula 1 by 3 pi r square h. Let's substitute the value of h there. So we get 1 by 3 pi r square and h is 24. So this 3 and 24 we can cancel. 3 8s are 24. So we are left with 8 pi r square. Alright, so volume of conical heap we have calculated. Let's now equate both the volumes. Volume of cylindrical bucket is equal to volume of conical heap. Cylindrical bucket volume we have calculated as pi into 18 into 32, and volume of conical heap we have calculated as 8 pi r square. Right? So from this we can make a formula to find value of r. So from this we can write r square is equal to pi into 18 into 32 upon 8 pi. So now cancel out pi, then you can cancel this. 8 4s are 34. So we are left with r square is equal to 18 into 4. Now we can write 18 into 18 as 18 square, and we can write 4 as 2 square. So we get r square is equal to 18 into 2 and the whole square. So r square is equal to 36 the whole square, and therefore r is equal to 36 centimeter. So we got the value of radius of the conical heap as 38 centimeter. Now we have the height of the cone, we have the radius of the cone. So slant height can be given by the formula L square is equal to h square plus r square. Let's substitute the value of h and r. So we get L square is equal to 24 square plus 36 square. Alright, 24 square is 576 plus 36 square is 1296. Now let's add these two terms. If you add these two values, we get 1872. So L square is equal to 1872. So L is equal to square root of 1872. Let's try factorizing this term 1872. So when you factorize it, we get L is equal to 12 into 12 into 13. So L is equal to 12 square into 13, that is in square root. So L is equal to square root 12 square into square root 13, but square root 12 square is 12 and square root 13 as it is. So L is equal to 12 square root 13 centimeter is the slant height of the conical heap. Okay. So not very difficult, it's easy. We just equated both the volumes and we got the value of radius and the slant height of the conical heap. So let's move towards the next sum of the exercise. Question 8, an important question. Water in a canal 6 meter wide and 1.5 meter deep is flowing with the speed of 10 km per hour. How much area will it irrigate in 30 minutes if 8 centimeter of standing water is needed? Children, for your reference, I have put the pictures of the canal and the farm here on the screen. Please have a look at that. We are given that the width of the canal is 6 meter and the depth of the canal, or we can consider that as an height of the canal, as 1.5 meter. We are also given that the water is flowing with the speed of 10 km in 1 hour through the canal. This water is going into the farm and it is irrigating the crop in the farm. We have to find out how much area this water will irrigate in 30 minutes time, keeping in mind that the height of the water in the farm must be 8 centimeter. Alright, so let's try drawing the rough figure of the sum. The canal, the breadth of the canal is 6 meter, height of the canal is 1.5 meter and the water is flowing through the canal with the speed of 10 km in 1 hour. Now the canal looks cuboidal in shape. If we find the volume of water in this canal and this water is going into the farm and the farm is rectangular in shape, but since we have to consider the height of the water in the farm as 8 centimeter, our farm can also be cuboidal in shape. So both the volumes, the canal and the farm, we will equate and we will get the answer. So for the canal, we have breadth, we have height, but we don't have length. But for length, we will consider one thing, that the water flows through the canal in 1 hour 10 km distance. So length of the water in the canal in 1 hour is 10 km. So length of canal in 60 minutes time is 10 km. Length of canal in 1 minute will be 10 by 60. But we want the time, how much area is this water irrigates in 30 minutes time. So length of the canal in 30 minutes will be 30 into 10 by 60. Cancel out the terms. 10 6 are 60, 6 5 are 30. So we are left with 5 km and 5 kilometers is equal to 5000 meters. So now for the canal, we have length, we have breadth, we have height. So we can find out volume of water in the canal. So the formula would be length into breadth into height. Let's substitute the values. 5000 into 6 into 1.5. Then this water from the canal is going into the farm. So we'll now find out volume of the farm. Volume of the farm will be length into breadth into height. But length we are not aware, breadth we are not aware. We are aware only the height of water in the farm, and that is 8 centimeter. So let's substitute the values. Length into breadth into height. So length into breadth is nothing but the area of the farm. So we can call that as area irrigated. So area irrigated into 8 centimeter. But all our units are in meters. So let's convert this 8 centimeter into meter. So area irrigated into 8 upon 100 meter. Alright. So let's equate the volumes of the canal and the farm. So we'll have 5000 into 6 into 1.5 is equal to area irrigated into 8 upon 100. So we can write it like this. Area irrigated is equal to 5000 into 6 into 1.5 into 100 upon 8. Alright. So cancel 8 and this 5000. So 8 into 625 is 5000. We are left with the answer as area irrigated is equal to 562500 meters square. Yeah. But the farm, we never say that the farm is in meter square. We always measure the farm in hectares. So to the right side of the slide you check out 10,000 meter square is equal to 1 hectares. So 1 meter square is equal to 1 upon 10,000 hectares. So let's convert the area of the farm into hectares. So we'll have area irrigated is equal to 562500 upon 10,000 hectares. Cancel out both the zeros. So 562 upon 100. Put the decimal point. So we get area irrigated is equal to 56.25 hectares. So this is how the sum is calculated. The sum is important. So I want all of you to go through the sum once again. Alright. So let's move to the next sum. Question 9, and this is another important sum, children. Farmer connects a pipe of internal diameter 20 centimeter from a canal into a cylindrical tank in the field which is 10 meter in diameter and 2 meter deep. If water flows through the pipe at the rate of 3 km per hour, in how much time will the tank be filled? So now in this case, from the canal, water is going to the tank through a pipe. So let's try doing the diagram. We are given that from the canal, a pipe whose diameter is 20 centimeter. The pipe is connected to the tank and the diameter of the tank is 10 meter and the depth or the height of the tank is 2 meter. Now the question is, in how much time will the tank be filled? And we are given that the water flows through the pipe at the rate of 3 km in 1 hour. So the rough sketch of the solid figure we will make like this: a pipe connected to the tank. Now for the pipe, if you can make out, the pipe is in cylindrical shape. So if we find out the volume of the water in the pipe and volume of the cylinder or the cylindrical tank, and if we divide both the volumes, we may find out the time taken to fill up the tank. So let's go one by one, step by step. For the pipe, which is in the shape of a cylinder, diameter is given to us as 20 centimeter. So its radius will be 10 centimeter. Since all the units are in meters, so we will convert the radius into meters. So 10 into 1 upon 100 meter, that is 1 upon 10 meters. So we have radius. To find volume of a cylinder, we need the height. Now from where we'll get the height? Height is not given, but one thing is given to us, that the water is flowing through the pipe with a speed of 3 km in 1 hour. So volume, or I can say the height of the pipe, is equal to 3 km in 1 hour. 3 km is 3000 meter in 1 hour. Just like the previous sum. Okay, this distance we are considering as the height of the pipe. So now I can find out volume of water flowing through the pipe in 1 hour time. So pi r square h, pi we'll keep as it is. Radius is 1 by 10 the whole square, and height in 1 hour time, how much kilometer water is traveling through the pipe? It is 3000 meter. So that is 3000. So this 100 and these two zeros, if you cancel, you get the value as 30 pi centimeter cube. Sorry, this is the meter. 30 pi meter cube is the volume of the water flowing through the pipe in 1 hour time. Alright. Now let's see about the tank. We are given diameter as 10 meter. So radius is 5 meter. Height is 2 meter. So volume of the cylindrical tank is again pi r square h. Pi 5 square h is 2. Pi into 25 into 2. So 50 pi is the volume of the tank. So time taken to fill this tank is equal to volume of tank upon volume of water flowing through the pipe in 1 hour time. So we have calculated the values. Let's substitute that. 50 pi upon 30 pi. You can cancel this pi. You can cancel 1 zeros. And this many hours. So we get 5 by 3 hours. Now it sounds weird. 5 by 3 hours. So let's convert this into minutes. So we get 5 by 3 into 60 minutes. You can cancel this. 3 into 20 is 60. So we are left with 100 minutes. So in 100 minutes, the tank will be filled with water. Alright. So this is the hint that when you are given the speed of the water, you can get length from that. Yeah. So along with this, children, you have got 2 questions. These are the extra questions, and you have to solve it for your reference. The answers are also there. Try, solve, tally your answers, and see you all in the next video lesson. Till then, bye and take care.